Ladies and gentlemen, defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders out of Eastern Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, Maxx Crosby.
Yeah!
Hey, what's up?
Yes, sir.
How are you, man? Congrats on the Pro Bowl, dude. Well deserved.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. It's very well deserved. I think as we all have learned about your story, we did a little research, not 1,000% sure, but would like to get a 2-year anniversary, I believe, of you being completely sober. Let's go, dude. Congrats on that.
Appreciate it, man.
When you come into the NFL, 4th-round draft pick out of Eastern Michigan, did you kind of get caught up in the game? What was it you think that kind of, did it lead you astray? Was it kind of your thing? And then what was a moment where you decided, hey, I can be an absolute beast in this game if I get focused? Did that happen? And is that where you ended up where you're at now?
Yeah, it started from, the first time I started partying. I knew I kind of wasn't like everybody else. I couldn't just have one drink and be cool. Yeah. I just kind of hit the ground running. So it was always kind of a crutch for me. So I feel like it was something that was holding me back, and it just kept getting progressively worse and worse. So I finally, looked myself in the mirror, and, I always knew deep down I could be a great player if I put everything into it, and that was kind of my thing holding me back. So, once I committed, myself to football and my family and staying away from the party scene and drinking and all that shit. Sorry, pardon my language.
Don't you fucking dare say that.
Yeah, my bad. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just committed myself, 100% to my craft and my work, and it's been paying off. So I just, got to keep going that direction.
Hey, I had to do that as well. I got arrested for it to happen, public intoxication, and mocked by everybody. And it was kind of like, everybody else that I'm hanging around that's in the NFL seems to be like eating healthy and like, fully committed. I'm just kind of like nonchalant this entire thing, drinking, having a good time. What could happen? Not everybody can make that decision. So you and your story being super public is going to inspire a lot of people. So thank you for that and for being transparent while you're in the league, dude.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, man. That's at the end of the day, that's kind of what it came down to. After I got my year sober, I kind of wanted to just be vocal about it because I know, obviously you were in the NFL locker room, shit is a little bit crazier than what people, know. So same with you, AJ. So, it's just kind of being able to give back and give a different perspective on things.
All right, let's talk about football. What happened this year that made you kind of explode onto the scene? I think everybody knew about you, obviously. This year, though, was your, hey, how you doing? My name's Maxx Crosby. I'm a fucking beast. That was what this year was for you. What do you think it was? Was it getting smarter, getting in better shape? What do you think it was this year?
Yeah, I think it was just a combination. After my second year in the league, I was
that tattoo is sick. That is a sweet tattoo, dude.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's sick.
About the chain.
Chain's sick
but
too.
anyway.
Damn. Jesus. All right, sorry about it.
Anyway, it kind of, after my second year, I wasn't, I was far from happy of where I was. I felt like I was doing well and doing some good things, but I knew I wasn't the complete player I know I can be. And I just, going to that off season, I had to get surgery, get my shoulder fixed, my hand fixed. And I just fully committed from meal prep to extra work to being the first in the building, in the Raiders facility from the start of the off season all the way to the end of the year. So, that's just kind of what it was for me. I feel like nobody outworked me. And that's kind of my new formula. That's what's been working. And that's what I've, continue to do this offseason as well. So just trying to be the hardest worker in the room and get myself in the best possible shape I can be in so I could just go, longer than everybody else.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Shout out to The Rock.
So what do you know about your new head coach, Josh McDaniels, coming in there? And also, like, what was Rich Bisaccia like? We've heard so much about this dude, how great of a job he is. Like, he did the letters that we saw, the picture of him writing letters to you guys. Like, what did he mean to your team? And also, like, have you had communication with the new head coach McDaniels, and what do you think it's going to look like?
Yeah, I'll start with Rich. Rich, he's one of the best coaches I've had, hands down. Just from when you think about players, coaches, a lot of people think of the younger guy who's cool with everybody and, you're able to talk to and have those cool conversations, past football. But Rich was that guy that no matter what was going on, he would always be there, to have those real conversations. And he would always push you. Like, he had, like, it's hard because Rich is a lot of people hear the good things about Rich, but Rich is a motherfucker. He doesn't care. Like, he'll let you know if you're not up to that standard. He's gonna let you know, and he'll make it public in front of everybody, in front of the team. But you respect him at the same time. So everybody had that mutual respect for him. So he could be real honest and be an asshole when he needed to be, but everybody respected him because everybody knew he was coming from a genuine place. So that dude, I love that dude to death. And obviously, I went to the end of the world to try to, have him back and things like that. But that's the nature of this business. You really have no control, at the end of the day. So I just did my piece, and I felt like, that was what it was. But, Coach McDaniels, he's been awesome. Ever since he got in, he called me right away. All the new staff, they've been, communicating with me and seeing me in the building every morning. And we've had some awesome talks. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm obviously going to take the things I learned from Marinelli and Rich and all those guys and keep applying that, in my career. But, obviously Coach McDaniels brings a whole nother, aspect of it, and he's won a lot of games. So I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, and it sounds like you don't care about the work. That's all you do. Like, you're just a worker. So it doesn't give it – because that's always the narrative about the Patriots. Like, oh, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And I don't know if that's what Josh McDaniels is going to do. He's already had a chance to be a head coach before, went back, dabbled a little bit with the Colts, turned the plane around, actually landed in Sin City now. I'll be excited to see what this iteration of Josh McDaniels will be as a head coach. Speaking of Las Vegas, it looks like, hey, you got a nice setup over there. Hey, that's blue skies up there. You in Vegas full time, yeah? Love it over there?
Got some palm trees.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful. I love it out here.
Yeah, do you? I mean, it is. You would think, as somebody who decided to become sober when you were in Vegas, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but that would be a tough decision. But for the Raiders fan base and for those home games and how you guys have been accepted in Las Vegas, it seems like a perfect fit.
Absolutely. It's funny because a lot of people ask me that all the time. They're like, man, how'd you get sober in Vegas? That doesn't even seem possible. But at the end of the day, when I was in Ypsilanti, Michigan at Eastern, I was still finding ways to get fucking
Vegas
DUIs.
Can be anywhere. Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah. Exactly. For people like me, I can find problems anywhere. So, being sober, it doesn't matter where I'm at. Obviously, there's distractions, and that's kind of amplified here. But I live in Henderson. I'm, ducked away and in a quiet neighborhood. So it's not like I'm hiding from it. I've got enough time under my belt where, I don't have to really, I'm not stressed about it. But it's beautiful out here. It's not exactly what everyone, expects when they hear about Vegas.
Yeah, I've had friends that have moved to Vegas. I'm like, I don't know how you're doing. I don't know how you're doing. It's like, well, I live nowhere near the Strip. Like, it's not just one street, it's an entire area. And I've heard it's gorgeous out there. The weather seems great. And I think it's like very affordable. Like some of these houses, if I do recall, like guys were buying mega mansions out there, just having a good time. Congrats to you, man. You're going to be a pillar of the Raiders in Vegas. Brand new team for the next 10 years. That has to feel pretty cool too. Do you respect that? Do you appreciate that? And do you talk to Mr. Davis at all?
Yeah, that's something, I look at it as a responsibility. That's why I continue to put in the work I do, because no matter, as far as contracts and as far as success and ups and downs, like, I know the work comes first. So, and I got a responsibility to the whole fan base. I feel like I'm just getting started of where I can be. I want to be a Hall of Famer. I want to be one of the guys that, you look back and you think about Raiders, all-time Raider greats. I want to be one of those guys. So, it's a responsibility for me to show up every day and be, the first guy in the building and continue to get better. But yeah, Mr. Davis, me and him got a good relationship. He's one of those guys that, he bleeds silver and black. He's at every game. He's, he loves Raider Nation. He wants to do what's best for us. So yeah, he's an interesting guy. He's a different dude, but he's awesome.
Yeah, we saw him with a starter jacket on, with a backpack, sitting down in a high back chair.
Oh yeah.
After the one per club meeting.
Yeah.
He had a silver jacket on, a backpack, and sitting down with his backpack shoved up over his head, looking up at the media, giving answers. It's like, this dude does not give a damn. This guy is awesome. And then, what was it, outside? They were trying to ask him questions.
Yeah.
Go, Danner.
Go, Danner. Get back.
Oh man,
he's a little unorthodox, but that's basically our whole fan base and everybody. We're a little bit different.
yeah,
So.
it's a beautiful like melting pot. The Raiders nation has always been. It felt like, and always a tough place to play. And it feels like you guys win games that nobody expects you to win. You're in obviously a tough division, and whenever we chat about the Raiders, it's always like, hey, they're going to win games that nobody expects it to, and then something will happen at the end. Derek Carr is a large portion of a lot of conversation about the future of the Raiders because there was a deal, there was no deal, there's no long-term deal. Now there's a new head coach. They're working an extension, but every time he plays, he seems to put up big numbers, and it seems like everybody likes him. What's he like off the field? And how do you guys keep out all the noise about the future of the program with Derek Carr, especially with the success you guys have? But ultimately, there's only one team that wins the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah, obviously for some random weird reason, Derek is always the topic of discussion. I see him trending on Twitter and always being talked about. And it's funny because I feel like just being a part of the Raider Nation and this market, like people are constantly talking about us, and there's constantly drama and crazy shit going on. So Derek being the face of it, being the quarterback, he gets the brunt of it, no matter what. So. I feel like you become numb to it after a while. In my position, I know I'm not the quarterback, but I'm a captain, and I got responsibility, and I'm talked about a lot. So I feel like it's just you kind of get numb to it after a while. There's either negativity or positivity. There's either drama and coaching and players doing shit, and there's just constantly stuff going on, and you just kind of become numb to it after a while. So Derek does a great job. He's an awesome dude. He's just like us, he's a good dude. He's down to earth, and, he's a great teammate at the end of the day. And, people can say whatever they want, but they don't really know how he is every day. And I think he's a great teammate and a great dude.
That's great to hear from you and from his teammates. I seen him one night on Thursday Night Football lose his groin. His groin fell off.
Yeah.
And it looked like his career was over.
Yeah.
Never gonna play
I mean, it
again.
looked like his career was over. And then Marcus Mariota came in, threw an absolute dime, and I accidentally said something the next day like, man, it looks like Derek Carr just lost his entire groin. That's a season ender at least. And then Mariota's balling. I thought he was done as a Raider. But then he's going to extend it. It feels like his story over there with that franchise is always up in the air. But that year where he was on an MVP run, and then it was the Christmas Eve game against us where he got hurt. It was just like, that was, how different is his resume and legacy if that year happens? There's probably a lot less conversation and drama, but that's the NFL, I guess. Go ahead, Tone.
Max, we had Taylor Lewan in studio yesterday, and he was talking kind of shit about people who try really hard in the Pro Bowl, and you won Pro Bowl defensive MVP. And I'm not saying you were trying hard, but you were trying a little harder than other people. Did anyone give you any shit for that, and did you get a sweet prize for getting the MVP?
It was in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I know Taylor. Taylor likes to talk a lot. I'm not going to talk anymore about him. But at the end of the day, Coach Marinelli, he was texting me the whole week, and he's, Marinelli, he's a legend. He's an old school guy. And he was texting me after the first day of practice because he saw a video of me not running to the ball. He's like, you better get your ass running, blah, blah, blah. The standard is the standard, blah, blah, blah. He's like, show everybody what the fuck we do. And blah. I'm like, all right, shit. So I started practicing a little bit harder during the week and doing my thing. And then once I got to the game, I was like, I'm not just going to go out here and play patty cake. Like, I'm going to actually work my moves a little bit, but not kill anybody at the same time. So there were some guys on the field that were a little sensitive, but it is what it is. We were in Vegas. I had to go out there and, put a show on for the fans one last time.
And you did, by the way. Are you not entertained a couple times? Win the MVP and their place goes crazy. Somebody was chill the fuck out. Is that what they were saying? Hey, third year. Hey, third year.
There was a couple.
Yeah, I would assume there was a few people that are not exactly thrilled. What did you win? A truck?
No, I got a $20,000 donation to my Stand Up for Pits Foundation. So, I'm saving a lot of pit bulls' lives out there, and that's all you can ask for.
Okay.
Here we go.
I have a pit Shar-Pei currently going through a little bit of an infection. I appreciate what you're doing over there. Go ahead, Ty.
Max, we were talking about how much bigger you are in person, and I don't know why I didn't think you would be before I saw you at the Super Bowl, but then you look at your combine stuff and your measurables. I think people who maybe don't know that much about you would assume you went to Alabama or Ohio State or something like that. Did you grow into your body late? How'd you end up at Eastern Michigan?
Yeah, so I was kind of, I was a late bloomer. Like I didn't grow until like my senior year, like my senior year, I grew like 4 inches. So I was a middle linebacker my whole career, and I was like a short, stockier, chubby dude. And then all of a sudden I got way taller, and I was like, obviously I can't play middle linebacker, 6'4", 6'5". So they moved me down to the D line, and I played a little bit of tight end, but Eastern was the only school to offer me. They offered me right before my senior year, before I ever played it down at DN. So that was my only offer, and I took it. And obviously I got family and everything back in Michigan, so I felt like it was a perfect fit. And at the end of the day, I just wanted to play D1. So they gave me that opportunity, and we got to go there and change that culture around. So it was dope.
I think Robert Mathis, right, said that he loves. Yeah, Robert Mathis said like he loves your game or whatever.
Yeah,
he's a big fan. He runs something called the Gridiron Gang, where people come train. He runs like camps basically every single day. There's pro guys, there's college guys that get in there. Do you work with anybody? Do you watch anybody's film? Who are some people in the pass rush world you think that have influenced you or continue to do so?
Yeah, the pass rush community in general is dope. We all talk to each other. From I talk to Vaughn and Aaron Donald and Chandler Jones, are they're good friends of mine. So I just try to no matter if they're D end or D tackle, I try to just pick everyone's brain. Chris Jones as well. Those are the guys that I want to talk to, because I feel like I could be on that level. I've shown a little bit of what I can do. As far as the sample size, I haven't done it for years and years and years, but that's where I want to be. I want to be in the Von Miller, the Defensive Player of the Year type conversation. And, having a guy like TJ Watt, being at Pro Bowl with him all week, we were just talking the whole time, just talking ball. And that's kind of what it comes down to. So, yeah, I work with a ton of guys, from Chuck Smith to Brandon Jordan and, all the Raiders strength staff as far as off the season work and stuff like that. But, yeah, I've had conversations with Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis and, Coach Marinelli. He's one of those guys that literally coached like tons of Hall of Famers. So he's just an easy resource. If I want to talk to somebody, he's like, all right, I got his number. Here's his number. So he makes it a lot easier. So I just want to, continue to keep working and get in that conversation for sure.
That's awesome.
Max, do you know if Mark Davis has started construction yet on that Raiders-themed house that he's building out there? And if so, are you going to attend one of the first parties?
I don't know if the construction has started. I know where it's at. Like, I know the location. Last year I was looking around I was just looking at houses with, my new fiance.
Oh,
and,
congrats.
Appreciate that. And we saw where it was. It's like literally on top of this mountain looking over the city. So yeah, I don't know if it started or not yet, but it's supposed to be just like a mini Allegiant Stadium.
That's amazing. I can't wait for you to build your own someday as you continue to dominate the NFL and life. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. You're inspiring a lot of people and kicking a lot of ass. It's awesome.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, I just want to let you know I have a pretty good pass set. So, like, we ever get in real life, keep the confidence high whenever I potentially, You know what I'm talking about? A little bit of don't let these mitts get on you. These mitts get
strong punter hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? Got to catch the ball. Is there any guys you played against that, holy shit, this is a grown-ass man when they put their hands on you?
Tyrone Smith. I played Tyrone Smith this year. That dude literally, his hands are this big. If he puts his hands on you, you're done. There's no chance.
That's the entire game for the offensive lineman, right? That's the entire. They're just trying to get the paws on you.
Yep, absolutely. He's hand battling all day.
And when he got his hands on you, it was just a little bit more of a feel, like your body compressed a little bit more, or what was it? Yeah,
it was more like I felt them hit my chest, and I assumed, okay, I'm going to just keep working through it, and there was no movement. My arms in place. I was stuck.
That's awesome. Keep growing. One day you're going to be that guy doing it to people. Ladies and gentlemen, Maxx Crosby. Thank you, buddy. All right, let's get to a break, shall we? I like that dude a lot.
Yeah. Weapon. It's awesome.
He's very large in person.
Huge.
Yeah.
He was at Radio Row walking around. Whoa, he is big boy. Mm-hmm. That's just Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward's head, and then his body just goes like straight down, and then his hands are huge. Yeah. I mean, I still think if we called the right play at the right time, I'd get some yards there.
Yeah.
Probably. First down.
No.
What's he talking about?
Wait till you see what I did to Maxx Crosby.
Max is a great example of super high motor guy, also very skilled, very physically dominant too.
Wait until you see what I do to Max. I'm gonna hit him with maybe a pump fake. You know what I mean? That's gonna be.
Think he's gonna jump? He's gonna go for it.
I think so. Yeah, he's probably gonna try to hand joust, and when he does that, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna slide cross body.